Not Andy Gray, although I can see the similarity, Alan, can't you?
Well, I didn't see him head the ball, so if they're rocking it in the back of it, yeah, it was Andy Gray.
Let's go out and meet Andy and our match commentator tonight, Ian Darke. Gentlemen, good evening to you.
Good evening, Richard. How are you, all right?
We're well, Ian.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's one thing surprising me, Richard, and that is that Nottingham Forest, having been leaking goals, they've let in 9 goals in the last 3 games. They've made no changes at all to their defence tonight. Does that surprise you, Andy?
I think it's more a case of Ian that he really hasn't got many options. I noticed Carl Tyler is on the substitutes bench, and whether he was thinking of bringing Carl back after injury, he might not think that he's ready yet. But certainly I think it's his lack of options. Not only is it the fact that Des Walker went this summer, but I think the fact that Darren Wassell, who for me was a natural successor to Des, left on freedom of contract to join Derby, and that really caused Cloughy a problem. But knowing Cloughy the way we do, I wouldn't be surprised if his team come out and perform tonight. There are too many good players in the Forest side for them to go on this way for very much longer.
The other big talking point here among the Norwich fans is that Mark Robins passed a fitness test today. Of course, he's done some great things for Norwich since moving from Manchester United, but he's only on the substitutes bench. But of course, Andy, Norwich won on Saturday without him.
Yeah, I think it's more a case of not risking him, really. Mike Walker was very conscious when we spoke to him yesterday that he wouldn't take a chance on Mark if there was a risk that he might be out for 3 or 4 weeks if they play him too early. I think he's given this team a boost. He's given them, go and do it again for me, boys. But what he's doing, it's a little safeguard. He's got Mark Robins in case things aren't going right for them.
OK, that's the word from up here. We'll be back in just a moment. Meanwhile, Richard.
Ian, thank you. Don't forget our Monday Night Football next week moves to Wednesday. Spain against England. The whole match live here on Sky Sports a week Wednesday. Norwich City and Nottingham Forest tonight. The head-to-head, let's check that. 42 league meetings. Norwich have won 14. Forest 17. 11 draws so far. And the betting tonight. Forest 5-4. Norwich rather 5-4. Nottingham Forest 2-1 and 2-1 the draw. Here we go. Our Monday Night Football. Norwich City against Nottingham Forest. Live match commentators Andy Gray and Ian Darke.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. There are those odds. Nottingham Forest 2-1 against. As the two teams come out, led there by referee Brian Hill, who's linesman on either side of him there, Mike Bullivant and Paul Voster. Forest in their red and white kit there, badly needing a win after 3 successive defeats. Brian Gunn there, the Norwich goalkeeper. Now just watch this, he has a little bit of rapport with the Norwich fans. He usually tries to head the crossbar. There you go. Just as well he doesn't make contact with it, Andy.
Typical of Brian, though, he's missed.
He made some great saves on Saturday, by the way. OK, let's check on the two teams, shall we, first of all. Norwich City, well, their £800,000 striker Mark Robins did pass a fitness test, but he only makes the subs bench. Manager Mike Walker sticks to the side that battled so well to get a 2-1 win at Palace on Saturday. That means that 20-year-old Lee Power will partner Rob Newman in attack. It'll be a special night for Gary Mexon, once signed by Forest and never given a game by Cloughy.
Well, I don't expect to see too many changes from that lineup. Mike Walker will put his team out in a 4-4-2 formation. The formation has been so successful so far this season.
Well, as for Nottingham Forest, they arrive in determined move, beaten 2-0 at home by Manchester United on Saturday. They've had 3 defeats in a row. There's their team. They have made changes, but not to their leaky defence. The winger Gary Crosby is left out, so the Icelandic international Orleekson wears the number 7 shirt. Ian Wone injured a hamstring in training this morning. That gives a chance to Kingsley Black, who's found his first team opportunities limited since his expensive move from Luton Town.
Well, change in personnel perhaps, but no change in the way they'll play. As usual, look for number 9, Nigel Clough, to play in between the midfield and Gary Bannister up front his own and try and pick out people with brilliant passes.
Let's hear about Andy Gray's key clash tonight.
Well, I think this is one to look for. Roy Keane of Forest, whose season really hasn't taken off at the moment. And that young lad can burst into form at any time. And Gary Mexon, the man who was frozen out at Forest by Cloughy, will be very keen to outshine his young rival today.
Yes, that should be some battle. Roy Keane, who cost Nottingham Forest £25,000. I tell you what, you wouldn't get him for 100 times that, I reckon now. A lot of people are saying, I know Jack Charlton thinks, the Republic of Ireland man, that he'd be the best midfield player in Europe. That's Brian Hill, refereed the cup final when Wimbledon beat Liverpool. Having a chat there to Nigel Clough. Seem to be on pretty good terms. Let's hope it stays that way. One little statistic for you.